In the previous video, we have seen how to set up Google Consent Mode version 2 banner on our website through Google Tag Manager. But we know that just banner setup is not enough. Also, we have to implement advanced consent mode or basic consent mode. If you don't know what's the difference between advanced and basic consent mode, then there are some documentation link in the description. Please check that out. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up advanced and basic consent mode on our website, and accordingly how to configure tags and triggers. So let's start. This is one of Google documents about to set up consent mode on websites. First, we will see how to set up basic consent mode on our website. This is the Google Tag Manager account connected with my website, and I have set up consent mode banner on the website with this container. For basic consent mode setup, we can either go to tag section and edit all tags one by one. Like I will open Facebook page view tag, then click anywhere and then advanced settings, and under that we have here consent settings. If I click here, we can see this is not set. For basic consent mode, we have to choose here require additional consent for tag to fire, and then required consent, and the required consent will be add storage for advertising tools like Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, etc. and then save. Or there is a very helpful option for bulk edit, so I will choose that option. So go to admin tab, then from container go to container settings, then from additional settings I will enable this consent overview, then save. Then go back to workspace, then go to tag section. We can see here an option that's content overview as a shield icon. If I click here, we will get all the tags here and we can edit them. I will select from here the tags related to any advertising tools. Like I have some tags here for Facebook, so I will select them, and then we will get here an option for edit consent settings. I will click here and then select from here require additional consent for tags to fire, and then add required consent, and its value will be add storage, and then save. Now we can see here consent configured for these tags. Here I have some tags related to Google Analytics 4. Now I will select all of them and then go to edit consent settings, and for basic consent mode I will choose from here require additional consent for tag to fire, and then add required consent. The required consent for analytics tools is analytics storage, so I will select that and then save. Now we can see under consent configure we have GF4 tags and additional consent is analytics storage. Now basic consent mode setup is done, but we need more configuration for these tags and triggers according to users' consent. So now let's see that. For basic consent mode setup, although it's called basic mode setup, but the setup method is a little bit complicated. So you should watch the video very carefully. First of all, I will create a tag for checking users' first time consent update. So let's go to tag section, take a new tag, tag configuration. I will choose from here custom HTML because I'm going to create this tag using a custom JavaScript code. So I will write the code here. Okay, this is the code. I'm reading the code to you. Variable is consent cookie equals window.document.cookie.includes cookie consent. Then I will set up the trigger. Go to triggering and I will choose from here consent initialization all pages. Then I will entitle the tag check consent cookie. Then save. Now I will create a global variable using this variable name. So I will copy it and then go to variable section. From user defined variables, take a new variable, variable configuration, and I will choose from here JavaScript variable and paste the variable name here. Then I will entitle the variable JS cookie check. Then save. Now I will create a trigger for all page view event according to cookie consent. Before that, I would like to go to preview. So click on preview, then enter website URL and click on connect. Tag assistant connected. Maybe I have granted consent for cookies on this website. For remove the consent, there is an extension on Google Chrome. I will use that. Here is that extension, edit this cookie. You can search on Google, edit this cookie. Here you go. This is the extension. You can click here. Since I have already added this extension to my Chrome browser, so it's showing me remove from Chrome. You will get here add to Chrome. Then you should add that. Okay, now go to preview mode and I will click on this extension, and from here I will find out cookie consent, then delete this value. Now I will reload this page. Here we go. This is our cookie consent banner. If I click here allow all, then go to tag assistant tab and click on continue. You can see here on left hand side menu we have a call cookie consent update. We can get this event on every page visit on the website after granting cookie consent. Like if I visit another page, like I'm going to catalog page, if I go back to tag assistant tab, then we will get again this cookie consent update. So for all page view event, I will create a trigger with this event name. So let's go to Google Tag Manager and go to trigger section. Take a new trigger, trigger configuration, and I will choose from here custom event, and the event name will be, go to tag assistant tab and I will copy from here this event name, then paste here cookie consent update. This trigger fires on some custom events, and that's when JavaScript variable that I have created a while ago contains false. Then I will entitle the trigger page view cookie consent update, then save. Now I should create a trigger for single product page view. So let's visit a product page on preview mode. We should notice on this URL as a page path we have here these products, and that's common for all single product page on this website. This page path may be different for your website, so you have to be careful here. So I will copy it and go to Google Tag Manager and I will take a new trigger configuration. I will choose from here this custom event, and the event name will be that cookie consent update. This trigger fires on some custom events, and that's when JavaScript variable that I have created a while ago contains false, and when the page URL contains this page path. Then I will entitle the trigger view item cookie consent update, then save. Likewise, I will create a trigger for checkout event. So let's make a checkout on our preview mode. As a common page path, we have here these checkouts. So I will copy it, go to Google Tag Manager, then take a new trigger configuration, then custom event, and the event name will be cookie consent update, and this trigger fires on some events when my JavaScript cookie check contains false and my page URL contains these checkouts. Then I will entitle the trigger checkout cookie consent update, then save. At last I will create a trigger for purchase event. So let's make a purchase on preview mode. In this event, as a common page path, we have this thank you. So I will copy it, then go to Google Tag Manager, take a new trigger configuration, then choose from here custom event, and the event name will be cookie consent update. This trigger fires on some custom events when my JavaScript cookie check contains false and page URL contains this thank you. Then I will entitle the trigger purchase cookie consent update, then save. Okay, our triggers are ready. Now I will reference these triggers to the related tags. So go to tag section, then select page view event like Facebook page view, and this is the GA4 page view. then edit triggers, then click on this plus icon, then choose from here page view cookie consent update, then save. Then I will select view item tags. Here you go, this is the Facebook view item and this is the GA4 view item. Then edit triggers, click on plus icon and choose from here view item cookie consent update, then save. Then I will select checkout tags. Here you go, this is the Facebook checkout and this is the GA4 begin checkout. Then edit triggers, then click on plus icon and choose from here checkout cookie consent update, then save. Then select from here purchase tags, like this is the Facebook purchase and this is the GA4 purchase. Click on edit triggers and then plus icon and choose from here purchase cookie consent update, then save. Here the point to be noted is we should update the triggers of those tags that's related to the page loading. If you remember, we didn't update the trigger of add to cart tag because it's related to just a button click, not a page loading. Now basic consent mode setup and configuration tags and triggers accordingly is complete. Now I will check if everything is working properly. So go to preview, enter here website URL and click on connect. Since for this website I have granted cookie consent, so I would like to remove that consent using this extension. And from Tag Assistant tab, remove these events also. Then I will reload the page on preview mode. Here you go, this is the consent banner. If I go to Tag Assistant tab, you can see nothing of page view event has been fired, neither for GA4 nor for Facebook page view. Now if I allow all the cookie consent here, then we can see on Tag Assistant tab that our GA4 page view event and Facebook page view event is fired, and that's our one time. Likewise, if I visit a single product page and then go to Tag Assistant tab, we can see here our GA4 view item tag and Facebook view item tag has been fired one times. Likewise, if I go to checkout and then make a purchase, then go to Tag Assistant tab, we can see here our Facebook checkout, GA4 begin checkout, Facebook purchase and GA4 purchase, all of tags are fired and that's our one times. So we can say our basic consent mode setup is working properly and all of the tags are firing properly. After this basic consent mode setup, advanced consent mode setup is easy. Now we will see advanced consent mode setup. And you should know that advanced consent mode setup is only for Google tags like Google conversion tags, GA4 tags, etc. So for advanced setup, I will click on this shield icon, consent overview, and then I will select from here Google tags like GA4 tags and then go to edit consent. Then I will choose from here no additional consent required and then save. Here you go, our advanced consent mode setup is done. We know that in the case of advanced cookie consent mode, Google tags fire even with cookie consent and also fire without cookie consent. Now let's see how Google tags work based on this advanced setup. So for checking that, I will go to preview again. Enter here your website URL and click on connect. Here you go, Tag Assistant connected, and this is our cookie consent banner. You can see I haven't granted any cookie consent yet. Now let's go to Tag Assistant tab and click on continue. We can see our GA4 page view tag has been fired one time and it's firing without allowing or denying cookie consent. If I deny all of the cookie consent here and then visit a product page, then go to Tag Assistant tab, then we can see here our GA4 view item tag also fired, even though I haven't granted any cookie consent. And this is the advantage of advanced cookie consent mode setup. That's it for advanced consent mode setup. Although it's called advanced consent mode setup, but the configuration is very easy and simple, and that's only when basic consent mode setup configuration is complete. If you want to set up advanced consent mode for your Google tags from the beginning, then you have to configure tags and triggers like I have done for basic consent setup. If you have server-side tagging setup, then you will need further configuration for server-side tags and triggers. In the next video, we will see how to configure server-side tags and triggers based on cookie consent. So finally, I will publish the container. Otherwise, the tags will not be working in the real cases. I will give the version a name, then add a short description, then publish. So that's it in this video. If you have any question, feel free to write down in the comment box. I will reply that as much as possible. And I am a top rated professional freelancer working on Fiverr and also working on Upwork with 100% job success. You can read my clients' feedback of their satisfaction in these accounts. If you need my services, you can place an order on these marketplaces. Otherwise, you can contact me on this WhatsApp number or on this Gmail address, like you can see also below the video. So that's it today. If you found this video useful, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below the video and consider subscribing to my channel. See you in another video. Until then, goodbye. Thank you so much.